Hello, I'm Llewellyn King in beautiful Incline Village, Nevada, a place that people come to vacation, to be happy, to enjoy. But it's also a place where they come to get treatment for the terrible disease known as myalgic encephalomyelitis to some and chronic fatigue syndrome to others. Here is where there was one of the big and more storied outbreaks in 1984 going on to 1985. And of course the sick remain sick. But it is also here that the name chronic fatigue syndrome was added. It was added by the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta when they sent researchers out to study what was happening here. And they chose that name. Since then, that name has been a problem to people because it tends to trivialize the disease. Many feel the disease would be taken more seriously if it weren't called chronic fatigue syndrome, sometimes very rudely and very inaccurately described as yuppie flu. Anyway, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous Incline Village is where 300 or so people were struck down by the disease. And it is where Dr. Daniel Peterson, a revolutionary physician, a man who has devoted his life to this disease, practices in the frontiers of treatment and the very cutting edge of therapies, links together from around the world what is going on, what has been learned, what must be abandoned, and what must be included. He has an enormous reserve of materials, and particularly biological samples that he has collected from his patients to help in the endless quest for a cure. Some of his patients, about a year ago, created a thing called Cimarron Research, and these buildings are Cimarron Research. There are buildings in front of me and to my left, where he practices medicine and where the quest for a cure and for help, day-to-day help, goes on, where people come for infusions and where some people who have been coming for 25 or so years come to be repaired for another few, sometimes days, sometimes weeks, sometimes years, of something approaching normalcy if the various therapies work for them. Particularly this is where Ampligen can be gotten, the drug that helps some people so much, and where experiments are going on with Rituxan, the Norwegian drug that has such great promise. This is all happening here at Incline Village, a place with a terrible reputation in this disease. But maybe, just maybe, there's a chance that it could also be the place from which a cure will come. I'm going to talk now to Lynda Haight, who is one of the patients of Dr. Peterson and has been a patient for many years. Lynda Haight, you've had CFS diagnosed for 25 years.
Yes.
Do you think you've had it longer?
Oh, I know I did. Yes. I believe I've had it since I was 16. Because when you wake up and you feel like all your bones are exploding inside your body and your throat has closed and you can't believe anybody could be alive and still have this kind of pain. There's only one illness that feels like that I know of. And it took me all of my lifetime to get an actual diagnosis.
And you got it from Dr. Peterson here at
I did. I was diagnosed, yes, by Dr. Daniel Peterson. And he's been my doctor for, oh, I don't know, many years now. A lot of time. I'm very fortunate.
What therapies have worked for you?
Well, I've been on many different ones because each has done a little something for me. But the major one that I was on is Ampligen. Ampligen is it's a drug that's still in clinical trial after, I think, 25 years, really.
It's extraordinary that it hasn't
come to market. It's amazingly awful is what it is. And Mr. President, you promised us that you would look into this with the NIH, and we in Reno and all over the world are still waiting for you to please take that step. We would appreciate it so much.
Tell me some of the other therapies.
Well, I had I went on Visdide was the latest one that I had, and it's a pretty tough drug. It's not chemotherapy in the sense that it's a cancer drug, but it's chemotherapy in the sense that it's for us, has to be handled that same way. And it's a very rigorous program. You have to be treated 2 weeks in a row, and you feel quite ill, and you have to go to labs 3 times a week. No matter how you feel, you get up and you go to that lab, because that's the protocol, and this is what we do, because we do what we do to help ourselves, but also we are representing so many untreated people, and anything we try that works will then maybe go on and could be used for someone else if we could get some of these drugs out of protocol and approved.
Treatment has been very important to you, obviously.
Oh,
and
yes.
you've moved your entire family, actually, to be close to Dr. Peterson in this clinic.
Yes, I had to leave my children and my grandchildren, my husband, my home, my pets, my environment, my church, my entire life. We lived there, raised our children there. And
where was home?
Las Vegas, Nevada, but I lived in Calico Basin, which is in the country, because I needed quiet. Any noise, any commotion, lots of things going on, I can't follow it.
There are tens of thousands, if not more, patients who cannot find a doctor.
That's right.
Or get short shrift from the doctors they are seeing. How did you find this doctor?
Well, I found him by trying a long journey. And finally I had a wonderful doctor who didn't know what I had. He said, I can see it in your blood, I don't know what I'm seeing. So he sent me to Scripps, and Scripps basically wanted to put me more in a narcolepsy category because I had anemia. And so they wouldn't give me an official chronic fatigue syndrome diagnosis because I had the anemia, so that ruled it out for them. And during this time, all of these times that I'm trying to find these doctors, I was working, trying to keep my life going and then it just imploded.
You were a therapist yourself?
I was a therapist, and I treated people that had closed head injuries, which is very ironic because a lot of the things that I did for them, I now have to do for myself. I have to keep a memory book. I have to know what my schedule is and how to save my energy for that. And I know how to have to recover when I use that energy. And that's what helps in trying to keep as normal a life for our new normal as possible.
Ambien is not a cheap drug. How do you manage financially?
Ambien is not a cheap drug.
I said Ambien, I meant Ambien.
Oh, that's okay. Well, we managed it by really spending everything we had. Because I was on it for about 11 years, and I was on a pay program. I was never in a double-blind study because Dr. Peterson said, you need it now. And so then you come up with the money. And it's not easy. It's very, very taxing. It takes the whole future you thought you would have and throws it out the window, including with your family. It doesn't just affect me. It affects my husband, my children, my grandchildren, my friends, because my life, I can't travel. I can't get on an airplane to go see my sister and my brother. I don't get in an airplane to go to Las Vegas. I lay down in my car. My husband puts a mattress in the car that he made specifically for the car, and I lay down all the way there and all the way back.
Your pilgrimage is terrifying, and yet I think it'll be helpful to other people.
Oh, I so hope so. I mean, this is why we do what we do. And Dr. Peterson and the Cimarron research, this is what we have been praying for and waiting for. This research center, to say it's important doesn't even begin to describe it. The studies they're already doing, we need more funding. And it's tough to get private funding, but he has a wonderful group with this chronic fatigue initiative, wonderful people that have been working on this, pioneering in their own ways, and now they're working together and in an open environment. So everyone has the same results. Everyone can do the same test. Everyone can do the same treatment if they think it applies to their patients. And so this is a dream come true for us. I just can't overstate it.
Lynda, thank you very much indeed.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Thank you.
If you would like to sponsor MECFS Alert, please contact us at mecfsalert@gmail.com. Help us to help you.